Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Chrissy, and we are going over some music things. So that's how you came up with the name?
And I think that was what sparked it for me.
It's just perfect.
To achieve what you want.
Is passion. It'll be pretty much every way.
That's a good question.
Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Chrissy, and I'm here to talk all things music, and specifically for musicians who want to get their music out there, who are just starting for the first time, who are learning about trends and stuff, and musicians who just want extra tips, and to share my own insights of, what I'm doing and what my friends are doing and other people in the industry, and just getting some of their feedback. So recently I've been working on covers, I've been working on original songs, I've been working on collaborations. I've been kind of dipping into different things within the music. So every aspect of it, from covering popular songs to writing original songs. I'm even organizing some files that I have from a long time ago, and I found some little ideas on guitar, on piano, and I would like to work with those as well. And then I am thinking of polishing up some of my songs that are already complete and kind of master those. And then I am talking with a guitar player who comes up with a lot of great original tracks, original guitar pieces, and they are almost full songs, really. He's got he'll loop the guitar, and he's got one part of it going, then he'll do a solo over that part, and he's kind of got almost a full song there. And so we are now collaborating on a couple songs, and so that'll be interesting, and we're working on that. So I'll be writing in the lyrics and creating the melody, the main melody of the song, and possibly adding in more things on Ableton to it. And so I'm working on that. I find collaborating on music is interesting because it might seem a little more difficult because you are working with other people and you have to include ideas on different perspectives or people who like different genres of music. But at the same time, it's very almost easier in a way because you have help. You have someone else giving you feedback, someone else giving you ideas. You don't have to create the whole song yourself. And I'm liking this process of, working with other people and collaborating, and I think that it'll help get it done quicker. And then also it's, you get feedback from someone else who knows music pretty well. And I think that it also keeps you keeps you going if you have someone kind of waiting on you with a song and you're working on it and they're checking in and you're giving updates and I came up with this and that. And I don't know, it keeps it going. So I find it interesting. And then, I am doing my cover songs, and then I'm also recently doing another collaboration. This one is a little different because usually on my collaborations we just do for social media, and we are doing basically snippets of songs. We might do like a chorus or a verse and a chorus, and this collaboration is very different because we are doing the full song. So it's almost 4-minute song. So it's long, and then I am trying to make it different from the original. So I am trying to sing it a lot higher. I'm trying to sing harmonies in there. And the other thing is, this started off as like a piano rendition, and I was going to sing along with it. And, he also sings, so it became a duet, and it's been really cool to work on this, and it's been cool to work on this. So the other thing that we are considering possibly is to go ahead and distribute the song on streaming platforms. I think that would be pretty cool. We've put a lot of work into it so far, and I think it's come together pretty good. Um, and so we are thinking about that. So if you don't know, whenever you are covering a song and you want to distribute it so that you actually are making money off of it, you can actually do that. First of all, if you don't know, you can make a cover song and you can put it on Spotify or Apple or any other streaming platforms, and you are able to collect royalties off of your version of the song. The only way that you can do that, though, is if you get a license for this. And so that's the part that's a little tricky for people, or that might be a little more complicated. But as I'm doing my research, I just want to share what I'm finding. And something that I've known is that DistroKid is one of the easiest platforms to do this. You can actually go through them to distribute your songs, and then you can pay a fee. And it's a small fee, it's a yearly fee. So basically, they're giving you a license to distribute that song every year, and it's really not expensive at all. Of course, if you're doing several songs, it can get a little pricey, but if you're just doing a couple songs, it's really not too much, and it might be worth it. So we're looking into that, and for me, what I want to cover would be possibly some classic rock, or possibly some alternative rock, or possibly some Disney. Some of those Disney covers are pretty cool. And so, we're looking into that right now for our duet that we are working on. And first of all, the way it works is that you get a license. Of course, if you have to pay for a license for a song, and then you are able to distribute that song on streaming platforms or wherever else you're distributing your music, even if it's in like a physical form. So however you are distributing it, whether it's just online or an actual physical, like a vinyl or CD or any of that. So you'll need a license. It's called a mechanical license, and it allows you to go ahead and cover the song and then go ahead and earn royalties on that. But it'll be some of those royalties have to go to the original artist too, and so that's why it needs to be properly registered. And once you have it registered properly, it'll know which artist to pay, and it'll know to pay you the other portion of the royalties, because it is their original work, and so they should have earnings kind of similar to YouTube, the way the artist will get paid when people cover songs on YouTube and they have that content ID. So it's a little similar to that, and it helps to recognize the original writers of the song, and so that they get paid as well as the song is streamed or played. And so the process isn't as difficult as it might seem. There are some websites that are easy to use. So as I said, DistroKid is a distributor, and it's a popular distributor. A lot of my friends use that, and it seems to be, to me, from what I've asked, seems to be the most popular one. It is easy, and it's pretty cheap. And so DistroKid allows you to upload cover songs, and you'll just let them know and fill out exactly which song and the correct title, and fill out everything that you need to, and then pay the license fee, and then go ahead and upload it. So these cover songs have to go through an approval process, since it's somebody else's work, but that might take about a couple weeks. It's not as fast as when you put out an original song, but you can put it out pretty quickly on DistroKid, but this is a little different since it'll go through approval. So it's one thing to keep in mind. If you're looking to upload it very fast, you'll need to consider that and take that into account when you want to put out the song. So that is one option, and there are other, if you're with other distributors, or you for whatever reason want to use something else, there are other ways. Now, not every distributor has specific easy tools like DistroKid to just let them know that you're doing a cover song. Some of the other ones are a little more difficult, or a little more expensive or complex. I know TuneCore has some options also for cover songs. From what I'm seeing, they're different because it's allowing you to do multiple songs, and DistroKid is like for one song. So it depends on where you're at with your music. If you are distributing a lot and often, and you want to do a whole batch of covers or whatever you're working on, yeah, then you might look into TuneCore as well, and those options might be more valuable. They might be more worth it. For me right now, I would just try one and possibly this duet, and then possibly another cover on my own, like more of a remix of a song I would like to do. So yeah. So another distributor option you could use is CD Baby, but they do not offer direct licensing for cover songs. So if you're using that distributor, you'll need to go through other companies to get those licenses. Now you can distribute your song with CD Baby, but you'll have to get that license through another third party. And so CD Baby recommends using Easy Song. So it's just easysong.com, and you can go there, you'll make an account, and you'll go ahead and fill out, what you need. And it's supposed to be an easy process. And this one is quicker. It says you can get the licenses 1 to 2 business days. So it might actually be a little quicker than DistroKid if you want the license immediately or pretty fast. And so depending on the project that you are doing there with Easy Song, and what you need, that appears to be the first fee as you're signing up. And then there might be more depending on what you need specifically, but it is an easy process to go ahead and sign up. And the other option, if you are going outside of a distributor, would be Harry Fox Agency, which is just harryfox.com. And then you'll go there and you can create an account with Songfile. And that's how you can also license your cover songs and make sure that, you get paid and the artist gets paid. And it shows that you have that license. And then you can go in there, and if you click on some of the frequently asked questions, it'll explain to you exactly like how they calculate the amounts, and depending on how much you're distributing, and it'll give you some ideas about like how much it'll cost per song. So again, just depends on where you're at as an artist and what exactly you need from for your cover. If you are just doing streaming and you're not like selling merch and these physical products, like actual quantities of the song, it seems like DistroKid is the easier option from what I've been reading and from what I've seen. It seems like they'll take care of that, and it's one fee per year, and they'll manage it and distribute it, and they will collect the appropriate royalties to the artist and to the one covering the song. So it really depends on what you're looking for, but just know that you need to acquire, it's called a mechanical license, and it is important to make sure that everything is distributed accordingly, and the right royalties go to the artist. And it's just it's a good way to get yourself out there. There are some artists who have kind of gotten discovered with their cover songs, or they get popularity with it, they get followers, they get people streaming more of their music, they get more streams, so it can help an artist who is growing. It would be good to if you have like a cover song that you like it, if there's something that you really like, that would be a suggestion. If there's something that you can sing very well or cover it very well with an instrument that sounds very different from the original, but keep in mind that you still need to keep it like the original. This mechanical license allows you to use the song, use the melody, the way it is, but you can't change it too much. So otherwise, it's more of like a different song. But yes, you can make it your own and you can make it, unique. Just think about TV shows that are, those music shows where singers are competing to win, and they always do covers, and they make it their own, right? But you can still recognize the original song. So as long as you're making it similar to how those singers on those shows, make it their own and they make it different, but it still sounds like them. So, for example, if I'm taking like a song of Ed Sheeran and making it into like a rock and roll, like, electric guitar and a heavy bass, that would be totally fine as long as I'm staying with the same melody and people can recognize that it is an Ed Sheeran song. And same thing with like a Disney song. If it's like a Disney sounds kind of pop and you want to make it into like a piano ballad, that is also fine. You just need to make sure that it is still sounding similar to the song. I know that changes are kind of, it's a bit of an opinion, it's a bit selective, but as long as you can recognize the original song in it and you don't change the melody too much and you have, those elements of the song that basically it's recognizable. Because you are putting it out there and it's technically the original artist's work. So you still want it to reflect what they made and what they created, but you can make it your own. And so that's something definitely to consider. So some of these you might want to, depending on which platform you use to get a license for a cover song, you might want to read all the requirements. For example, DistroKid has a few things where it explains that they do not allow like samples and it's not like a remix of the original song. Of course, you can remix your own version and make like a faster version of the song, right? But they don't want you to actually remix the original vocals and the original instruments. You're making your own. A cover is, your own version. So for example, with them, you're not going to include any samples of the song. They also require that the song has been released in the US. So you might want to look into that too, depending on where you're at and, the requirements, in your location. There might be different things there. And again, like DistroKid says, like, this song cannot include other audio that's not your own. So it needs to be all original. As far as on your part, you can't go and copy or record from some other music or a show or movie or anything else. It has to be like your own creation, even though it's someone else's composition, but your version of it needs to be all like you made it, you recorded it, you use some kind of software to make it, or a piano or a guitar or your voice. It has to be your own original in a way, even though it is someone else's creation. And again, like DistroKid says, not to be altering the original lyrics or title. So you want to stick with the lyrics that that are in the original song. And of course you can change the key. When I make a lot of covers, I change the key all the time to fit my voice. I like to cover a lot of classic rock and alternative rock, and I cannot sing in the original key of that. So I end up bringing it up higher. So you can definitely change the key of the song. You can change things about it, the instruments, the style. You can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can remix it in a way, as long as you're not remixing original from the original song. But you just don't want to change the main melody of it. So basically it should be still recognizable. And you can also look at other people's covers. Look at, if you search a song that you like, there are going to be plenty of covers, like on Spotify. So if you go search some song that you like, then you can probably find like another cover song and just see how they're doing it, and listen to a few other cover songs to see their style and how they changed it, but yet how they kept it the same. So basically, whenever you're doing a cover, make sure you are getting a license, correctly. Go through, there are different platforms you can use. These are just a few that I named. And you can go ahead and find, what works for you and what might be a better package or might be more worth it. And yeah, when you're covering a song, make sure you keep it similar to the original song of what the artist, created. And, but make it your own so that you can have it like with your style of music and, make it how you want to. But yeah, so hope that this helps. Hope that clarifies a little bit. I know that cover songs can be a little bit complex. I know when I started to read into it a few years ago, oh my gosh, I thought it was a bit complicated, and now that I'm like understanding it more and I've done a lot of my research, it's really not that difficult. It's not that complex. So yeah, as long as you just go through read through everything whenever you are registering for it, and then yeah, work on your music and work on promoting it as well. So yeah, I hope this helped, and yeah, and if you found this helpful, then let me know, and keep tuning in for more tips and more interviews from other independent artists and getting their perspective